Hey, Dr. J here with another episode of Janine's Justifiables. And I'm going to continue on in my parenting series. And I am going to talk about the exhaustion of parenting. Now, you can look at me. Today, I'm exhausted, right? Parenting is very exhausting, no matter what age your children are. If they're small, newborns, you don't get no sleep because they up all night crying, they off schedule. If you have a smaller child, maybe 7, 8, 9, that haven't yet found a security in themselves, and so they pull on you constantly because they need attention and affection, that can be exhausting. Or maybe you have teenagers, right, who are buck wild. They just doing whatever they want. They smelling themselves, as we would say, and that wears on you. That can be exhausting. Or if you have an adult child, you have adult kids who, maybe you are hoping, right, that they would, or waiting for the time that they come into a mature phase, right? That can be exhausting as well, because you might be trying to give them words of wisdom, or you're constantly praying for them, or you're saying, hey, I need, do this, or my suggestion is that. Because at that point, when you got grown adults, you can't tell them what to do. You can only make suggestions, right? But parenting, as long as you're a parent, it can be very exhausting. Now, don't misunderstand me. Parenting, in my experience, has been very fulfilling. I am extremely grateful for my children. I tell them I'm grateful for them. I tell God all the time how grateful I am for them. But that doesn't make it any less exhausting. And especially, I'm not going to say especially because I'm only talking from one perspective, but when you have been the primary parent, or you have been the one that they come to all the time, it can feel overwhelming. Now, I have never been, I know this is going to sound weird. I've never been in a relationship as a parent, right? I believe there's a difference between a single parent and a solo parent. A single parent just means that you are single in your parenting, like you're single in your life, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're singularly parenting, right? So perhaps you are the primary parent, but the other parent, maybe through a court order or through a verbal agreement, has visitation. Maybe they get the kids or the kid every other weekend, or come pick the kid up, and hey, my family's having something, I'm coming to get the kid, da 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 da. Or there's a solo parent where you are parenting by yourself. That other parent is nowhere to be found, seen. Maybe they're deceased, maybe they are in jail, something like that. And that is very overwhelming. I have been on both sides of the coin. I have been on absolutely both sides of the coin. And it still doesn't make it any less exhausting. It doesn't make it any less exhausting because you are responsible for making sure another person is okay, even when you're not okay. You are responsible for the well-being of another person when your well-being is at question. You as a parent are responsible financially for another person when perhaps your finances is crazy, right? Or if you're not getting any help financially from the other parent. And perhaps, like I said, I'm speaking from a mother's perspective. Maybe it's different from fathers. I would love to hear from both moms and dads, both single parents and solo parents. Um, but it's very exhausting. And what I've come to find out is that you have to, as a person, right? Because you're still, even though you're a parent, you are a person first. We have to find ways to make sure we're okay. We really do, because we can't pour from an empty cup. We want to love our kids. We want to give them the best. But if we're not in a good place, right? If we're not getting enough rest, if we're not finding other joys in our life, if we don't have some type of support either from family or friends or our community, we will completely fold. We will completely fold, and we're not doing our kids we're doing them a disservice, right? So yes, parenting is exhausting, but please, please, please find the best in the situation. Find the best in the situation. It's okay to tell your kids, I'm tired today. I need a minute. Give me a second. I ain't talking about running away and disappearing. I'm talking about giving yourself time to rest and recuperate. Because like I said, you can't pour from an empty cup. All right. I want to hear from y'all. Let me know. Maybe it's just me. And I'll see y'all on the next go round.